is a record setter for Texas. But here's the key, y'all, is that game one, the top of the lineup outstanding. Game two, they were over.
Yeah, did not get it done. So Texas will go back to those guys at the top today and hopefully have a similar outcome to game one of this series. And Reese Atwood is the anchor in there, Player of the Year candidate in the SEC, top 5 in slug, RBIs, and home runs for the Longhorns, trying to avoid this series sweep here today. A loss means they'd have to sweep Kentucky next week and hope Florida sweeps Oklahoma to have a shot at the title. Isabella Smith, this is a bit of a risk for Patty Gasso to go with Isabella as the starter. Has not had a whole lot of experience, guys, against the SEC this year.
Yeah, Isabella Smith, a couple of starts and appearances in SEC play, and they were short outings, but she does have the ability to move the ball around, so we'll see what she gets. I mean, the one thing that you always know for these Oklahoma pitchers, typically that offense puts runs up on the board for them.
Well, I think the norm for Oklahoma has been to start Sam Landry in game 3 for the 6 SEC series. She has been the game 3 starter, so there's a bit of a mix for Patty Gasso and the Sooners right here.
Gasso got complete games from the first 2 starting pitchers, so here comes Smith with Ashton Maloney. 400 hitters at the top of this lineup for Texas. Avoided the shutout with a 2-run home run in the 7th inning last night. And Maloney sends it the opposite way. Abby Dayton is there, 1 down. That'll bring up Caden Henry. 1 for 7 so far in the series. First pitch swinging, got under it, out into shallow center. Agbayani on the grass, and quickly it's 2 down.
Well, and that's the key for Texas. They need to figure out a way to put the ball on the ground and try to challenge the defense of Oklahoma. They had a lot of flyouts yesterday, not very effective against Kirsten Deal, who just spun a gem.
Yeah, they go righty in game 1, lefty yesterday, and now back to a right-hander today. And here's Mia Scott. 3-time all Big 12 selection. She'll be in the hunt for All-America honors this year. Ground ball to the right side, and quick work for Bella Smith. Oklahoma picking up the bats when we come back. Wins, and the Hall of Famer has taken over the reins of the United States national team as well. Their first international competition will come up this summer, and all leading towards the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. But Pickering lays off that rise. Has a hit in both games in the series. Has driven in a run. It's only been 2 games, but they have 7 players with an RBI, 7 have scored a run, 8 have a hit, and they've also drawn 11 free passes in 12 innings.
This is a club that knows how to walk. 224 walks on the season.
Cassidy Pickering, such a great eye at the plate. She's already a threat and understands, even in this top spot, that pitchers are not going to want to give her anything good to hit. Working from a 1-2 count all the way back to full.
The 7th pitch of the at-bat.
typically, you just saw that last graphic. You get to 2 strikes as a pitcher, you're thinking, all right, I'm going to control. Not so much with the Sooners. They do a great job of hitting with 2 strikes. They do a great job of fouling off pitches to stay in counts, to earn walks.
Well, one thing for Cavan with the short outing the other day, she's plenty fresh. Her last 3 SEC series, she had to throw over 100 pitches in game 1s. And she loses Pickering here. On Friday night, the 7 hits and 2 home runs, including a grand slam. And here is Gabby Garcia. She hit the other home run off of Pickering on Friday. Her only hit so far in the series for the freshman out of Chandler, Arizona. That's a couple of swing and misses on rise balls for Cavan here early.
It's a pitch she didn't really have in game 1. She wasn't able to locate it where she wanted. It was either out of the hand, a ball, not able to get the swing and miss on it.
It dropped down the bunt into the netting. Count goes 1 and 2. An OPS of over 1,000. And not only her first season, but also her first season now playing in the SEC.
Impressive.
Reaches there, and a strikeout for Cavan, 1 down.
But that's something that Cavan was not able to do in game 1, and that's expand the strike zone. And this is a rise ball that is going to have a little bit of up, a little bit of out. It's almost like a stride, so it's going to run away from Gabby Garcia. First big out of the game for Tegan Cavan.
That'll bring up Ella Parker, the sophomore from Los Angeles. Third-team All-American last year, playing through a lower leg injury, which has her in a boot whenever she's not in the batter's box. That's a 3rd swing and miss on a rise ball.
Late
4th,
spin.
excuse me.
She's got that late spin going for her. You don't see Oklahoma hitters chase very often. It just shows you how much this pitch looks like a strike until it's not.
Cavan again.
Yeah, Cavan, you tell she's changed her mechanics a little bit. She's really reaching deep, lowering that release point. It's a more competitive pitch, which is why Oklahoma's having a harder time seeing it. Getting underneath that ball move.
Well, this is what the really good ones do, right? Jump right back into the fray, make some adjustments, throw fearless. And now looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Another extended at-bat for Oklahoma batter. This one will be the 8th pitch to Parker.
And this is where, you know, Parker, a harder hitter to strike out, only 11 Ks on the season. She does a good job of wasting pitches. these are the same pitches she swung and missed on earlier. So you can tell she's shortening up, making that adjustment, telling Reese Atwood, stop throwing me that pitch.
Hey, tonight the Phillies will take on the Cubs. Sunday Night Baseball has the series finale for you at Wrigley Field, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Series even at 1 game apiece. This one is 2-0 Oklahoma. Going for the sweep tonight. Texas looking for their first win here since 2014. And this is a 10-pitch at-bat.
Continuing to make those adjustments. Kavan trying to get underneath that rise ball, and Ella Parker just getting enough of it to get rid of it.
Parker launches one. Back it goes. And another upper deck shot for Oklahoma.
We talked about this yesterday. Ella Parker struck out on the rise ball in her first at-bat, made the adjustment on the rise ball, her second at-bat to hit a home run. How about within the at-bat, the swing and miss on the rise ball? She works the count. This one left a lot lower in the zone. But to me, it's not that pitch. It's the 6 before it that she fouled off to get to a pitch that she could drive out of the park.
When everything kept going away to her, and she reached out to grab it. What an at-bat for Parker. Third game in a row, Oklahoma takes the lead. And now Parker home runs in back-to-back games, and her bat is booming. Ground ball to Katie Stewart. 2 down.
Well, and for Ella Parker, this is a hitter that has struggled within the SEC conference because of the injury. Her numbers, especially over the course of 4 to 5 weeks as they started conference play, and she has just come out on fire the last 10 days, especially the home run numbers. She hit her first home run in the conference yesterday, and now 2, and the big one here in the first.
Yeah, her 17 games in March, she was batting .119. Her 11 games in April, she's now hitting .375 as Sydney Sanders steps up. Sanders, one of just 3 seniors on the rosters for the Sooners. She's 0 for 3 in the series, but has walked a couple of times. Got hit by a pitch. Back-to-back appearances that the Sooners have been able to hit a home run off of Kavan. Did it Friday and now doing it again today.
It's the 13th home run of the year that Kavan has given up.
Continues to work inside to Sanders. Already the second full count to the 5th batter she's faced. Another free pass to Sid. That's the second of the inning. And that is now 13 free passes in 13 innings in the series. And here comes Mike White. Hey, the Stanley Cup playoff first round continues tomorrow night. Got a couple more games for you on ESPN. Lightning Panthers in a game 4, followed by a game 5, Avs and Stars. Coverage begins with The Point at 6 Eastern on ESPN2. Texas trying to get things settled down and avoid a real crooked number on the board here early. Ilana Agbayani is the 6th batter of this first inning. She is one of the 4 different home run hitters so far in the series. A grand slam off of Cavan on Friday night. Agbayani, the 1-2 pitch.
Agbayani starting to sneak off the dish a little bit more. Getting in the back of that batter's box.
Sends one the opposite way. And Vanessa Quiroga is under it, but a 2-0 start for OU.
Ella Parker, one of the best in the business, fights off 10 pitches before she launches this one into the upper deck. A pitch on the outer half. She gets around. Sooners up 2-0.
Another packed house. They've striped the crowd today at Loves Field. And they are enjoying the early fireworks. Ella Parker with a 2-run home run. It's a 2-0 lead. And speaking of fireworks, here's a woman who can provide some on the Texas side. It's Reese Atwood, 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Bella Smith only threw 5 pitches in the top of the first inning and got a 1-2-3 start.
I think it's going to be imperative for this Texas offense to just make something happen, win every pitch offensively when they're up to bat. And I think when we talked to Mike White, one of the things he was a little frustrated about is that he felt like they were watching strikes and then expanding the zone and swinging at pitches outside of the zone.
Mike now in his 7th season. His Texas team has played for the national championship in 2 of the last 3 seasons. The 0-2 misses away to Reese. They are the reigning Big 12 champs. Took the regular season series against Oklahoma a year ago. Then the Sooners beat them for the Big 12 championship and beat them for the national championship.
Who's that one? That pitch was at our eyeballs. I mean, you can tell there's some frustration right now for these hitters. But again, expanding the zone, I am impressed, though, Reese being able to even get to that pitch.
Waits on it, sends it out to center, back to the track, and at the base of the wall. The catch is made by Hannah Cole. One down. There's Katie Stewart. Katie went 2 for 3 yesterday. She's fared well in the regular season matchups with Oklahoma the last couple of years. And recently making the move from left field to shortstop. Not the easiest thing to do in the world, but has settled in there in the infield dirt defensively. Always dangerous at the plate. 63 RBI is top 10 in the country coming into the weekend.
Right now, Isabella Smith, almost everything is off speed. Texas just going to have to sit back, try to go opposite field, let that ball travel.
Well, she's done a good job of coming in also. So kind of that recipe of getting inside to these righties. She did it to Reese Atwood. First pitch, does it there to Katie Stewart. Makes the harder pitches look that much harder when you start them up for the changeup.
Yeah, she's not going to blow it past you. 61 miles an hour on her harder stuff. Changeups around 51 to 54 miles an hour. So all of that means, especially after facing pitchers that are in the high 60s, 70 miles an hour, is that you have to sit back. You have to let that ball travel. You have to almost think about trying to spray everything to the opposite field gap just so you're making yourself wait on that pitch.
Full count and a punch out. First strikeout for Bella Smith. 2 down.
No, and that's a curveball that she actually expands the zone with a little bit of over the top on it. So a curve looks like it's curving away, but it also has over the top rotation on the outer half. That comes in at 64 miles an hour.
That one's in the dirt. Game 1, Sam Landry started, kept Texas off the board the first 3 innings. Game 2, Kirsten Deal started, kept Texas off the board the first 6 innings. And did Patty Gasso pull the right punch again today? Can Bella Smith now retire the first 6 she faces and take care of the meanest part of this Texas order?
The biggest thing, too, in response for Texas is I want to see them start communicating. You're seeing these right-handed batters now consecutively get first pitch inside strikes. When they come back to the dugout, they're not telling each other.
Golfed out towards Dayton. And Smith takes care of 6 in a row to open up the game.
Yeah, Isabella Smith has been outstanding. She's retired the side in order her first 2 innings, and it's really been all about effective velocity for her. lot and a heavy dose of change-ups coming in underneath the hands of the Horns. And that's not an easy thing to do because the Texas Longhorns, their first 4 hitters all hit above 400.
So it's 7, 8, and 9 coming up here for Oklahoma in the bottom of the 2nd inning. They start out the day alone in first place in the SEC, a game and a half up on Texas A&M, 2 games in front of Texas and Tennessee. After today, just a single 3-game series remaining in the regular season. Next weekend, Texas will host Kentucky, Oklahoma will be at Florida, and then Texas A&M, Tennessee head-to-head in Knoxville. The Arkansas Razorbacks, presently the only other team that still has a chance at the regular season title. And then everybody gets together May 6th through the 10th in Athens, Georgia for the SEC tournament. Tegan Cavan, the Texas ace, back-to-back 20-win seasons, but had her shortest outing of the year against OU on Friday, did not get through the first 3 innings. And looking to try and come back strong here today. Out of West Des Moines, Iowa. Mike White telling us it's so critical for her to get ahead of the hitters today. Yeah, they are fouling off a lot of her pitches.
Well, that's what this Oklahoma team does. They foul off pitches around the zone. They wait for the mistake, and then they punish it. And I'll tell you what, Bella Emmerling is one of the hardest swingers in the game. I mean, she just has the ability to whip that bat through. She leaves nothing on the table when it comes to getting that bat whipped through the zone.
Only player in the lineup that does not have a hit yet in the series. Did drive in a run in game 1. Packed house here at Loves Field. They set a new attendance record this weekend. Definitely a bucket list stop for softball fans. Both these programs. Always fun to make the trip to Austin, Texas as well.
Oklahoma so good. The 2 strikes against the changeup. Tegan Cavan has stayed away from that pitch, but she still needs to be able to go to it.
And that is the 3rd walk earned by Oklahoma in the first 7 batters. There you see the standings. Those teams still alive in the race. Presently, Texas A&M a 2-0 lead over Arkansas. The other game going on right now. Tennessee and Texas tied for 3rd, but Tennessee has the head-to-head advantage if it comes to that over the Longhorns after their series win in Austin. But for Oklahoma, Patty Gasso saying, hey, we always have high expectations here, but honestly, our record's even better than we had hoped for. Yeah. With all the changes, they lost their 3 best pitchers. They lost 6 starters on the field. A lot of new faces, and they are getting their act together at just the right time as we head down the stretch and towards the postseason.
Yeah, it's just a lot of energy in that Oklahoma dugout. They are never satisfied. I mean, year in and year out, they just know how to get their players ready to compete, that championship mindset.
Abby Dayton, 2 for 3 yesterday with 3 RBI. Prior to that, she had 6 all year.
She had some really competitive battles yesterday to work counts, and that's ultimately what we've seen, even from the home run of Ella Parker today. 11 pitches in that at bats, fouled off 6 pitches. Abby Dayton will do the same.
Just nowhere to hide in this lineup. They've scored a run in 8 of the 13 innings so far against Texas. And over 6 pitches per plate appearance. They're seeing, I think it's already 3 with at least 8 pitches. And of course, the Parker home run ball was on a 10th pitch of her at bat.
Bottom of the 2nd inning, and Kavan is already approaching 50 pitches. I mean, typically you want to be 12 to 15 pitches in an inning. And she's well above that. Not enough mix of speed.
Snap throw, diving back in is Helton, the pinch runner.
And the changeup's been non-existent. I think that's the thing that's jumping out. I know we're early in this game, but for Kavan, that's her biggest swing and miss pitch. I get she's a rise ball pitcher. She's added the drop this year, but that changeup is her pitch, and we've yet to see it. Just one.
Two offering to Dayton. Rise ball at the eyes, and it is another full count. That is the 4th to the first 8 batters. Ground ball to short. Stewart goes to second. They get the lead runner for out number 1. Hey, don't forget tonight, we've got Sunday Night Baseball coming your way. It's the rubber match, Phillies and Cubs from Wrigley Field. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN. Our coverage begins at 6 with baseball tonight.
Kim Eng is making a guest appearance on the game tonight, talking about Athletes Unlimited Softball League.
The AUSL commissioner who spent, what, 2 decades in Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
Front offices. AUSL will be playing perhaps in a city near you. They're going to be touring the country. They'll make a stop here in Norman. They'll be playing down in Austin as well. A 4-team pro league.
Those golden tickets going viral all over the place. Players getting drafted out of college.
There you go. So a nice presentation in front of their home fans. They get a golden ticket. That means you've been drafted. And you'll be on a team this summer, including Sam Landry. Jess, you handed that out the other night.
Pretty cool moment. Draft will be on May 3rd.
All right, so 1 on, 1 out for the number 9 hitter, Hannah Kohl. Hannah's got a hit in each of the first 2 games. I really like her defensively in center field, so any of this stuff at the plate is gravy. Core launches that out to Quiroga, who's got it, 2 down. And here comes the top of that lineup. Cassidy Pickering walked and scored on the Parker home run back in the first.
Pickering is just the tone setter for this team. She hits for power, she hits for average, she takes walks. 44th walk of the year, that leadoff walk in the first inning. I mean, a lot of times we think prototypical leadoff hitters are maybe going to be in softball, going to be slappers, speed. Yeah, no, not Parker. Excuse me, Pickering. She is all just about just setting a standard and almost instilling fear.
She's got a hit in 21 of the last 22 games and had a stretch in March where she reached base in 15 consecutive at-bats.
Normally we think a streak is good if it's 15 consecutive games.
Top 5 in average and on-base percentage. That's what you're looking for in your leadoff. And when she can hit 13 home runs as well, even better. So the rise ball that was getting the swing and miss early in the game, Smitty,
Yeah.
They're not going for it anymore.
As you get tired as a pitcher, you stand up a little bit more, right? You lose your legs, and one of the keys to throwing a rise ball is getting back and underneath that pitch, so you're actually trying to throw it from low to high. That induces the swing and miss.
Pickering, gloved on the grass, and Cassidy will beat it out. Infield hit for Cass.
Take a look at where second baseman Leanne Good is, and you're going to see a little bit of body movement up the middle, and that little bit of a movement is going to keep her from being able to get back up and get Pickering at first. That's the other thing, being a lefty, she runs very well getting down the line. Remember, most of the year, Leanne Good was at shortstop. Yep. Second base is a more natural position, so that's why Coach White has moved her over and brought Katie Stewart over. But at this point in the season, you know, when you're trying to reorient yourself, it can be very, very difficult.
Here's Gabby Garcia. Cavan struck her out in the first. Freshman out of Chandler, Arizona. Contender for Rookie of the Year honors in the SEC, along with one of her teammates, Nelly McEnroe-Moranis. The thing I said about laying off the rise earlier, that's only some of them. Some of them are still going for it. 1 and 2. Right back to it.
This is a 290 team against the rise ball. I mean, you look at all their numbers against pitches, it's around or over 400. So when you're looking at scouting reports and how to get them to chase, they will swing at the rise ball. Just like we saw with Ella Parker yesterday. If they hit it, it's going to go a long way.
Two and 2.
Well, just to your point, I mean, this is an Oklahoma team that slugs any pitch thigh and above very, very well. Their lowest slug is against a drop ball and a screwball, but Texas pitchers don't really throw a lot of screwballs to expand the zone.
Not many pitchers do anymore.
Yeah. Well, today's the kind of day that you not only need a pitch count for Cavan, but you need a foul pitch count
100%.
for Oklahoma. I mean, it's got to be over half the pitches.
Yeah.
They just keep putting out a play, looking for one they want better.
Well, and that's how you wear down a pitcher.
Another full count.
And I think the pitch Cavan really does need to use more is her changeup. She's got a decent changeup. It's just a little fast right now. She needs to get that changeup down in the mid-50s. It's been, when she has thrown it, it's been a little bit too fast, around 60 miles an hour.
5th full count to 10 batters. I mean, she's going to throw 70 pitches through 2 innings.
Yeah.
Full count. They're going to run out pretty soon. Artie Abazishan's getting a workout behind the plate. He's got to run over to the dugout for more softballs. Chris Neighbors is at first. Robert Guest at third today. is mashed back to the wall, and that's gone. Two-run home run. Gabby Garcia doubles the score. And make it a three-run shot.
We get the team lead. Oklahoma's home run. Gabby Garcia just ties it here. Her 14th home run. And again, like Ella Parker, 5 foul balls to get to the one that she could slug. It was an 11-pitch at bat. Parker's a 10-pitch. That has been the key for the Sooners thus far.
The three-run homer makes it 5-0.
She's been hot. Third home run in her last 5 games. Just their bat path, ability to just elevate. We say it all the time, right? Elevate to celebrate, and they hit it from high to higher and just take it right out of the park.
Look at that. First 11 starts in the league, 4 home runs, and now Oklahoma has hit 4 in 4 innings. Parker, opposite way, gets by Quiroga, and Ella will jog into second.
And this is why this Oklahoma team is just so hard to pitch to, because Parker is going to pull a rise ball for a home run, and then she's going to go opposite field in her second at bat. So you think I'm going to attack her on the outer half, and she just barrels that up, shoots it the other way. And Parker easily getting to second base on that.
Hit so hard, Quiroga looked like a third baseman, falling down, going to her knees, ends up getting by her. What was a single turns into a double.
That'll bring up Nellie McEnroe-Marinas. Rise at the eyes. And they will score that, a double for Parker.
th double of the year for Parker.
Top 3 in the order. On base 5 times. Scoring 4 times. And Oklahoma looking to pour it on. They have fouled off so many pitches. They've made Kavan throw 76 pitches. This could be an hour-long 2 innings. That is the work that Oklahoma has done at the plate. Just relentless.
Well, no swing and miss. That's the biggest key that stands out. I mean, this is against Tegan Kavan. She is a pitcher that averages almost 2 strikeouts an inning. She's got 1 strikeout through 2, but no swing and miss, a lot of foul balls.
How about 17 this inning? There's a swing and miss upstairs. And that will end the inning, but more damage done. A 3-spot on the board for the Sooners.
Well, the freshman, Gabby Garcia, getting in on the action. A 3-run home run to add more boom for the Sooners.
It's doing the damage. And Isabella Smith's been sitting a while in that Oklahoma dugout. Ella Parker, a 2-run home run in the first. Gabby Garcia, a 3-run home run in the second. And Texas has yet to get a hit or a base runner. 6 up, 6 down. Here's Victoria Hunter. Has done the only damage in the last couple of days. A 2-run home run in the 7th inning last night. Those are the only runs in the last 9 innings against Oklahoma pitchers. In foul territory, room for Nellie Mack. 1 down.
Number 3, Vanessa Quiroga.
Here's Vanessa Quiroga. For 4 so far in the series. In a strange twist, guys, Texas fared better against the Sooners' #1 pitcher on Friday night than they have against the numbers 2 and 3 pitchers on Saturday and Sunday.
6 runs against Sam Landry, the ace. But, you know, for Texas, it's been more of just a confidence, energy. I mean, they're not talking a whole lot in the dugout. You can tell they're frustrated. And it's a blow for them to see, hey, they're not even throwing the ace against you in game 3. That's how confident they feel in this series. They've already won the series.
And I think part of it, too, is because they did pick Sam Landry. I think for Oklahoma, it's a little bit, we don't want to show her too much, but also let's throw the changeup, a changeup pitcher that we know is effective, which is Isabella Smith. That's all she's been doing, is throwing a heavy dose of effective velocity, ball on the corners, changeup coming in at anywhere from 51 to 54 miles an hour. And we're still taking your power away without our ace being in the circle. That's a double win for Oklahoma.
Yeah, the slug for Texas drops dramatically, about 200 points against the changeup.
Exactly.
That's what they've taken away the last 2 games.
And, you know, Jess, I could hit the changeup, but I wasn't a great changeup hitter. I had to sit. Like, I had to literally get my foot down early and think every pitch was a changeup and then just be quick to the hard.
Squish that bug.
Good job, Beth.
That was a discussion on the car ride over here. Inside joke.
I'll sneak that one in there.
But you have to make an adjustment, right, Jess? I mean, it is pitch-to-pitch adjustment, knowing how you're being attacked and then figuring out what's your best way of counteracting what they're trying to do to you.
Smith is 1 out away from getting through the batting order once unblemished. I mean, Patty Gasso probably couldn't have asked for anything more. Audrey Lowry, that she'd love to get the freshman who's been coming back from injury a look here in a big series. Two to good. Sanders. And how about that start for Bella Smith? 9 up, 9 sat back down. 5-zip Sooners. Years, 7 different champs in the last 10 years. And it gets underway a week from Tuesday. All 15 teams will be there. Missouri will have to win the SEC tournament in order to be eligible for the NCAAs, since they have a sub-500 record.
which is incredible because they've beat the #1 team in the country. 3 different teams, by the way, 3 times. I mean, they have the capability of making some noise in the postseason. Just how strong the conference is.
It certainly would appear that the other 14 will make it, and possibly as many as 9 or 10 could be hosts in the regionals.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, the depth, the parity within the conference.
In the ACC, Florida State's looking good. They have a big matchup probably to decide the championship at Virginia Tech next weekend. Oregon up a game on UCLA in the Big Ten race. And congratulations to Texas Tech. Yesterday, they clinched their first ever Big 12 softball championship. And that's a team now that is moving up in the RPI and put themselves on that host bubble. Could be going to Lubbock. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. And that pitch count, folks, is accurate. 83 through 2+ innings. It's been a foul ball frenzy and a couple of home runs. And that's another full count. Sanders has already walked once. That's one of the 3 free passes the first time through the batting order. Look at the pitch breakdown. 36 and 42 in that second inning. And this already the 8th pitch of this at-bat to Sanders. She's been a walking machine in this series.
Now up, Ailana Agbayani had a grand slam. You guys, just her 2nd home run of the season. It was a big one. Ended up being a difference maker. Oklahoma wins that game 7-6 with the bases loaded. A big swing from the junior.
Flew out to left her first time up.
She does a really good job staying inside out the ball, which allows her to adjust to off speed as well. She will pull the ball, but her power has been centered to left field.
Saw the rise ball coming, 2-0. Oklahoma started out the series on the host bubble for the super regionals right around that 8-9 mark, but they will undoubtedly move up this week in the RPI, as will probably Arkansas, which may then put Texas on the Super's host bubble.
Going to be a lot of jockeying this last week to 10 days for the selection show.
And Patty Gasso knows the importance of staying at home in the postseason. Here at home, they win 90% of regionals and super regionals. When they have to go on the road, it's 36% that they win. Agbayani, base knock, Sanders headed for third. And Agbayani will stretch it into a double as it's slowed down on the outfield grass.
So much pop off the bat for Agbayani. Look the way she's going to get all into this. This ball's hit so hard past the diving Leanne Good. And you could just see the turnover rate. Plays in front of her, no hesitation. She knows she's going to be able to make it into second. A double for Agbayani. Just a relentless offense for Oklahoma. 8th double of the year for Agbayani.
It's hard to get to second base when you get it cut off by the right fielder. I mean, that's a play that you normally see all the time. Maybe you're rounding first base. You talk about the speed out of the box to turn that into the double.
Just the pressure they put on defenses. It's only 5 hits, but they've already had 10 people on base. And they haven't even gone through the order twice. And now here's Emmerling. Walked back in the second. I mean, hitting 400 against one of the best teams in the country.
6 home runs by 4 different players. 50% of their hits are for extra base hits. And that's really where they do the damage, is that slug.
Yep.
Somebody forgot to tell the Sooners that they were supposed to take a step back this year. Losing the likes of Tiare Jennings and Jada Coleman and Kinsey Hansen. And they're going to score another run here on the pass ball. Sanders slides in to make it 6-0.
Well, just another perfect example that the foot is always on the gas pedal. And with the 5-0 lead, some players may not take off on this, but Sanders knows it gets far enough away from Reese Atwood that she's going to be able to make it home. Puts the 6th run up on the board for the Sooners.
Agbayani was able to take third base as well. That one had Patty Gasso jumping out of the way in that third base coach's box.
Well, and remember, I know the Texas offense have been quiet the last 14 innings, but that game 1, they scored 6 runs. So Oklahoma understands what the Longhorns are capable of when they do get their offense going.
Emmerling. Stewart. They've got the runner hung up, but she's able to dive back in safely at third, and it's runners on the corners with nobody out. And Mike White may be looking to make a pitching change.
Katie Stewart does a good job to keep that on the infield. Thinks she's going to get Agbayani, but it's the speed. That's the other thing, is that this Oklahoma team has a lot of speed this year. 53 stolen bases. They just can create a lot of havoc in a lot of different ways.
Pitching change for Texas. Back in a moment. Today, just 2 innings of work, and Cam Salmon is on for her 4th SEC appearance of the season. She has thrown just 1 2/3 innings with 5 hits and 4 earned runs, and she comes on in relief here with 2 on. And the Sooners are already pushing up against that run rule in just the 3rd inning. All season in relief, just 10 2/3 innings of work. And that's now 20 runs allowed by Texas against Oklahoma. Abby Dayton reached on a fielder's choice and scored her last time up. Dayton's the transfer from Utah, an All-American with the Utes, a former Pac-12 batting champion at Utah, played in the World Series with them. One of 4 transfers in their starting lineup today. Facing Salmon, the freshman from Beaumont, California. Big-time recruit for the Horns. They've got another terrific class coming in next year. Of course, Oklahoma always amongst the top recruiting classes. Dayton, they try the squeeze and it works. Mia Scott got hung up between home and third, indecisive. And more pressure from Oklahoma on that defense.
Oh, and this has got to be, I know it's loud in this stadium, but there's no way Mia Scott fields this ball and doesn't know that the runner's not going. You see how she has to come up, look at the runner. She needs to be scooping it towards home, which isn't her fault. Her teammates have to be telling her home, home, squeeze, whatever it is. So she's automatically, that split second she takes a look at the runner is the difference in the runner scoring.
7-0 Sooners. 2 on base here for Hannah Core in the 9 spot. Boy, and for Texas, they are really going to have to rely on their experience and their leadership. Perhaps the rest of the day today, but certainly in the week ahead to prepare for their regular season finale against Kentucky and into the NCAA tournament. A miscue by Mitchell at first, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, there are just some games where the ball does not bounce your way, and when you get through this series, you got to figure out a way to flush it, get rid of it, move on to the next. And right now, things are just not hopping Texas's way. That ball's just going to bounce right over Mitchell's glove.
Six grand slams from 5 different players this year. They've already hit one in the series, and here's Pickering. Score that a single for Core. Cassidy has reached twice, scored twice. Goes off the rise. 2-1. Look at that, 50% are for extra bases. Including 13 home runs. Salmon being very careful here. But the next 2 due up have already homered in the game today.
On Pickering, a leverage count. Opportunity to do some big damage here on anything close to the zone.
Good frame there from Atwood. Full count. Pickering swing and a miss and a big strikeout for Salmon. For the first out of the inning.
You mentioned it, Beth. Right behind Pickering, you got the home run hitters. Gabby Garcia just last inning, a 3-run shot. That's her second of the series for the freshman. Home runs 13 and 14 to tie the team lead.
Had a home run in 5 straight games earlier this year. Ramon Kara, great player at Arizona State, actually in their Hall of Fame.
It was interesting because Coach Gasso said that, she was really tight this fall and I think wanted to make mom proud, and all of a sudden flipped the switch and wasn't really worried about it anymore. And it's still
Quickly matured.
exactly.
Saw that change up coming.
I just love that we can even talk about the fact that your mom was a stud, daughter, Division I All-Americans.
Well struck. That'll get one in, and the bases will stay loaded. 8-0 Sooners.
I just love the position that Gabby Garcia is able to get her hands into. Watch how low they get. This is almost down to the belt, and we'll see that with her. That loose hand, it creates a big whip. That is her 4th RBI of this game. She's been a big difference maker. We talk about the lack of drop-off from that huge senior class, the greatest we've ever seen. Gabby Garcia is a huge reason why.
And now it's Ella Parker. A 2-run home run and a single. Top of this order getting their first look at the reliever, Salmon. Just outside the line. Hey, we got Stanley Cup playoffs coming your way. Our first round coverage continues. A Game 4, Lightning Panthers. A Game 5, the Lanch and the Stars. That's Monday night on ESPN. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern. And it all begins with The Point at 6 o'clock on ESPN2 and ESPN+. 0-2 to Ella.
Did you see her front foot? Beth, she was almost out of the box, stepping to look middle away. They came inside smartly, kind of catching her cheating a little bit on the away pitch.
Double play depth for Texas here. Parker swats another one into the screen.
That's how they're able to foul those pitches off. You see, starting with that open stance, but when that front foot kind of hovers over the ground and then comes close, they're stepping towards the shortstop to be able to reach the pitches that are away.
Well, and they're so educated knowing that Salmon throws a really good screwball, protecting on the outer half. Didn't really see her do that against Cavan because Cavan did not spread the zone in that manner. So, talk about having the book, right? Talk about major leaguers having the book on pitchers, knowing what they're going to see, what they're going to face.
I just love the athleticism that she keeps her front foot in the air that long.
Yeah. Keeps that balance.
That time they stay low. Well, you got to be careful, too, with a smart batter like Parker. That center fielder, if you shade too far over to the left, you're kind of tipping that you're going to throw it outside. Atwood leans that way again, misses away 2-2.
They came inside once to get strike one. It's just a small room for error because she's so on the plate.
Dayton's at third, Poor at second, Garcia at first. Parker, the throw to the plate, down to first, double play for Texas. Well done by Mitchell to come home to Atwood, right back to her, but it's 8-0 Oklahoma. Have 2 more at-bats. 6 more outs to work with. And Isabella Smith is heading back out there on her senior day. Hitless, base runnerless so far. Maloney will drop that one down foul. Just the 1 strikeout the first time through the lineup, and then sharing the pop-ups and the groundouts. Perfect through 3.
Well, the other thing a game like this does to the offense of Texas, it's been an hour and a half. Well, there you go. Since Maloney was up in the first inning.
And she's got the first hit of the day.
Good adjustment, getting the ball on the ground. Smitty, you talked about this. A lot of fly balls from the speed of Texas. It continues here with Kaden Henry. Her biggest asset is her ability to get down the line and what she does on the base paths. You hit it in the air, you're helping out the other team.
That is crazy, Smitty. You're right. It's about an hour and a half since she last hit.
Yeah, so
that's how long the innings have been for the Oklahoma batteries.
Yeah, and that stuff makes a difference to the offense. But that was a good job by Maloney to get on base.
Here's a standing O coming for the senior Bella Smith. A good start for the Sooners. And she'll hand the ball off from the senior to the freshman. The bell of the ball today for the Sooners. Up 8-0. 2.5 games behind the Sooners in the standings. So it's Audrey Lowry's turn, the freshman out of Pittsboro, Indiana. Her 13th appearance with a 2.75 ERA.
Just her third conference appearance, 7th relief appearance this season.
Oh, and look at her line. Impressive. Just 2 walks on the season through about 35 innings. Does a good job of mixing up her pitches. Curveball, drop ball, a little bit of upspin with a rise ball and a changeup.
Has a win in the league, that a complete game performance in their South Carolina series. And she is greeted by 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Here's Kaden Henry with a runner on first.
First pitch, too, for Page in the warm-up. Hit the backstop about 20 feet off, so I'm sure there's some nerves coming in relief. Mid-inning.
She had a muscle strain, was out for about a month, middle of the season. Got roughed up a bit in her last outing, so this is big for her and the Sooners to try and show a little something. But in some trouble here with Mia Scott and then Reese Atwood coming up. We saw Texas rally from a 6-0 deficit on Friday night and had a chance to go ahead in the 7th inning before being denied. Scott's going to be able to leg that one out. Safe at first, and the bases are loaded for Reese. And one swing could chop the deficit in half.
We're just a miss hit. Legging it out, getting it, once it gets all the way over Tailana Agbayani, Mia Scott able to get this one with her speed down the line.
Historically, Reese has not hit it particularly well against Oklahoma, but she did have a couple of hits on Friday night. Doesn't have a home run against the Sooners in her career. Ooh, almost got one there out in front of it.
Out in front of that changeup.
Oklahoma had a chance for a slam last inning, and now Texas with a chance. Atwood, base hit, gets through the 5-6 hole. That'll score a run and leave them loaded with nobody out. So here comes that top of the order the second time around, doing damage.
When you're kind of waiting for Reese Atwood, just a barrel went up. She was so quiet yesterday. Does a good job because she's wide in her legs. Able to just meet this pitch, gets around it. Outside pitch, hits it hard though. So hard. Only one run can score.
Yeah, consecutive back-to-back changeups trying to mix speeds on Atwood. She hit that pitch very well in the first game as well, just respecting the power that she brings.
Stewart, another well-struck ball out to left, and that'll drive in a second run for Texas. Fourth hit of the inning for the Longhorns.
Katie Stewart just getting a pitch on the inner half. This one's not a changeup. Comes in about 64 miles an hour. It's elevated. It gets over Gabby Garcia's glove. And so now Texas being aggressive early in counts.
Yeah, they've been very passive and then chasing late. Definitely something Mike White brought his offense in as a team and talked to them. That was one of the biggest messages he told us even before the game. You got to be more aggressive early.
Oklahoma already getting Sam Landry up in the bullpen as Lowry now faces her fifth batter, trying to get her first out. Mitchell flew out to left in the second. Out to left, back it goes, back at the wall, off the glove of Core, and it stays in the ballpark. A run is in, here comes Atwood to score, and two more come home for Texas. Just missed a grand slam.
This had so many things going. Julie Mitchell hard off the bat, but high. Hannah Core does a great job of actually timing this perfectly. It hits her glove. Would have been an amazing catch. Comes off, ends up being a long single, but two more runs in for Texas.
And that might be all for the youngster. Tough go of it for Lowry. And it will not be Landry, it will be Monticelli. We'll take the timeout back in a moment.
Get a hit for the Longhorns.
They are passing the bat, 5 straight singles.
Victoria Hunter had that big home run last night. Almost breathed a little bit of air into Texas. Flat, though, through the first 3 innings, but now making those adjustments, and maybe it was just what Mike White needed. Like, let's be aggressive. We're going to go out. Let's go out swinging, and here they are right back in it.
Yeah, you're 6 outs away from getting mercy. In a series that you lost 2 games. You know you're better than what you're showing. But you need that spark.
Top of the order, driving this bus, and now carrying it through to the bottom. Quiroga is the 8th to the plate. Slow roller to Agbayani. Gets the lead runner at second. 1 down, and now runners on the corners for Leanne Good in the 9 spot.
Sam Landry warming up in the bullpen, and you kind of wonder too, Isabella Smith 9 up, 9 down. She gives up the 1 base hit, the top of the order. They pull her. She had really kept them off balance.
Wallace is the pinch runner at first base. And how about this? Down 8-0. Leanne Good is now the tying run. And it looks like they will bat around the order. Leanne grounded to first. Their last time up. Hit and run was on. The runner Wallace headed for second. base hit. Another run in. Mitchell scores. It's 8-6. And after Ashton Maloney had to wait about an hour and a half between her first and second at-bat, she will come up for the second time in about 10 minutes.
How about Leanne Good just being able to get around on a changeup, bashes that through the 5-6 hole. Monticelli doesn't throw a lot of them, but Good not fooled by it. Pops that through, puts another run up on the board for Texas.
Seven hits and 6 runs in the inning, and it looks like Landry will come on as the fourth pitcher of the inning. What a wild turn of events here in Norman. No, Monticelli's going to stay.
It's important to know how much time it takes to for your pitcher to get ready, and I think that Jen Rocha's visit was just to give Sam Landry a little bit more time to throw 4 or 5 more pitches in the pen.
And now Landry will come on, the Game 1 winner on in relief. So Sam Landry becomes the 4th pitcher of the inning for Oklahoma. Their 8-0 lead is down to just 2. Texas has hit around the order, and Ashton Maloney is coming up for the second time in the inning. 7 hits. Every single one of them a single.
And Landry, good in Game 1, 120 pitches. Good work around those 7 hits.
And 6 runs. I mean, they scored the most runs.
Yep.
Off of Sam Landry on Friday.
Remember, they picked her changeup. It'll be interesting to see how Landry adjusts to that here. Mike White zoning in on Landry's grip.
So now Maloney steps in as the go-ahead run. Catches the corner, 1-1. On Friday, Maloney went 1 for 4 against Landry. Charging at third, Nellie Mack makes the play to first. 2 down. And that'll bring up Caden Henry now with the tying run in scoring position. Wallace and Good are aboard. Henry walked and scored earlier in the inning. Gloved at third by McEnroe Marinas. Landry gets him out of the jam, but damage done by Texas. They are right back in it. So how about this big 4th inning for Texas, just crushing the singles.
It's all about the consecutiveness, right? Going back to back to backs. Maloney starts it off. Scott gets involved. Atwood, big ball off of the top of the fence. Atwood is going to score.
7 hits, 6 runs. And you're right, Smitty, everyone batting around. Get the part of that huge 4th inning.
Oh, that's one thing that Oklahoma does so well is the consecutiveness. They pass the bat, they earn the walk, or they hit the hit, passing the back. And finally, Texas able to do that themselves, get right back in it.
All 9 reached base, 6 came home. And now how does Oklahoma respond to taking a punch? They were cruising through the first 3 innings. McEnroe Morenas, a ground out and a strikeout. Pops it up. Mitchell's got it. And down.
First baseman, number 1,
Sydney
Sydney
Sanders. Five free passes for Sid in 3 games so far. A member of the last 2 national championship teams for Oklahoma. In her 3rd year starting at first base.
What they're signaling, she wanted that up above the zone. A younger pitcher tapping her helmet saying, make sure you pitch this high with 2 strikes.
Yeah, 0-2, don't give her anything. Trust me, trust me.
I love that. All those visual cues. That's a leader behind the plate. You can yell all you want, but it's also the visual.
Well, especially on the inner half for young pitchers, it's scary at times. You're not quite certain of your control to be able to throw inside.
And gets the strikeout there, 2 down.
Salmon just has good movement. She steps to the left, so she's got that natural screwball, natural upspin. So especially getting underneath the hands of the righties, got that somewhat unique release when she's stepping left, snapping off hard right, arm side. Big strikeout for the freshman.
Her 2nd. And with 2 outs, attacked by Ani. So a couple of strikeouts for Cam. Induced a ground ball double play as well.
She'll also flip that pitch in at about 46 miles an hour. And that's the key. You could throw a changeup, and I think that's the thing Kavan needs to go back and look at is the velocity of her changeups. It's a little bit too fast. Cam coming in at 46 miles an hour, that's on point.
And a base hit. Agbayani finds the 5-6 hole.
If we could do a replay of all the hits that Agbayani has gotten just in this series alone, left field she is absolutely owned. Saw the grand slam to left center, but this is just taking her bat 30, like 80%, just literally getting to the ball where it's pitched. She has such great bat speed with her hands, poked it through the 5-6 hole.
Isabella Emmerling has walked and reached down a fielder's choice, scored a run. Two in the first, courtesy of the Parker home run, 3 more in the second with the Garcia home run, and 3 more in the third, which featured a squeeze bunt to score a run. Hitters have been working the pitching staffs this series.
It's been tough to be in the circle.
Skies that to shallow center, and Henry will call off good to make the play. 2-run game through 4 here in Norman. Next week, and might it be Oklahoma? If they can get the sweep of the Longhorns, they would certainly have a good argument. Texas A&M lost their series to Arkansas at home. Once led this one 8-0, and then a 6-run 4th inning for Texas. Sam Landry is their 4th different pitcher And here comes the dangerous part of their order once again. Scott and Atwood and Stewart. There's been so much offense, so many foul balls. This is just the third at-bat in 2 hours for the heart of the Texas order.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of real time. Thought about it. Was able to hold. Sooner fans disagree.
4,400 umpires disagree. It's hard to tell from that angle. There we go.
Oh, she went.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, could have been rung up on that.
Instead, the
life.
count goes full. Almost hit her, but it's ball 4. And so the tying run comes to the plate. Atwood, an RBI single last inning.
Just the second walk given up by the Sooners pitching staff in the game.
Best slugger in school history has another chance here to get to 200 career RBIs.
She got on base all 4 times against Landry 2 days ago. 2 hits, scored a run.
She's gotten a heavy dose of changeups to every at-bat this series.
Coming in on the corner, 1-1.
And a little bit of pop coming in at 70 miles an hour on the inner half.
Goes off the rise. Popped her up. Sanders in foul ground. Big out for Landry. And Atwood's frustration continues. 1 down.
Yeah, upset with herself, knowing that's a situation where you have got to have productive outs late in the game when you're down. Got runners on base.
Stewart drills out to center field, all the way back, and Texas has come all the way back from an 8-run deficit. Tie ball game.
And how about Katie Stewart? First pitch she sees, it's a changeup, and she tattoos it. Katie Stewart, just a great ability to sit. A lot of spin on that pitch, but she just goes down and gets it and elevates it out to center field. A 2-run shot that knocks up this game here in the top of the 6th. Check that 5th.
What a wild finish to this Red River rivalry in Game 3. Texas trying to salvage a win. Six outs away from an embarrassing run rule loss.
And it felt that way. It was very one-sided.
And it is a distant memory now.
New ball game.
Texas has not won in Norman in 11 years. If they can get one this afternoon, that drops Oklahoma's lead in the SEC to a half a game with 3 games to play. 3-1. They started out this game 0 for 9 without a base runner and 8 for 12 since then. And now they've got the go-ahead run aboard with 1 out.
Second walk of the inning given up by Sam Landry.
The designated player, number 12, Vic Hunter.
Victoria Hunter, RBI single, last time up. Just a reminder now at the top of the hour, for those of you looking for baseball, Texas A&M, Texas. That game is beginning over on ESPN News and your ESPN app. We'll get you down to Austin at the completion of our game here. And that is a 5th Oklahoma pitcher now up in the bullpen. Kirsten Deal from yesterday's starter and game 2 winner.
She was outstanding yesterday through 115 pitches, so we'll see if they keep her out in the pen, in the bullpen.
It all started innocently enough last inning with an Ashton Mitchell base hit right back up the middle. And they have been on a tear ever since. That was when Patty Gasso lifted the starter, Bella Smith, and Texas has just battered this bullpen. Swinging and a miss there from Hunter, 2 down.
Sam Landry just showing that she has the ability to move the ball around, so curve on the outer half, and then she's going to go back outside but downstairs, so she can move the ball on multiple planes, run it away from you, run it up, run it down.
Here's Quiroga. The experience of this Texas lineup showing just about everybody back from their World Series team a year ago. Lost a couple of good arms, lost their starting shortstop to injury, Vivi Martinez. Really took one on the chin yesterday. Did not look like themselves in a 7-2 loss, and then falling behind today 8-0. And you know what they like to say in Austin, Texas fight. True that. Ground ball, Garcia will go to second. But 2 more in as Texas ties it up.
Katie Stewart, the sophomore, 12th home run of the season. It's a big one, 251 feet. We got a tie ball game here in the 5th.
Dare cross that Red River gingerly, depending on whichever direction you're going.
That's right.
And Texas has stormed all the way back to tie this game at 8-all into the bottom of the 5th after trailing 8-zip.
Isn't this what you would expect when these two clubs get together? This feels a little bit more like it, right?
Feels like mayhem in April. We're starting early this year.
Well, and fight. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You know, seeing Oklahoma and what they continue to do, but also seeing Texas respond.
Abby Dayton, it's 8-9 and 1. These two clubs, 2 of the 6 teams still with a shot. Oklahoma in the driver's seat, though. A game and a half up on A&M, 2 games up on Texas and Tennessee. Texas hosts Kentucky next week. And Oklahoma is at Florida. We'll have all 3 of those games for you on the ESPN networks.
Everybody clap your hands.
Full count. Texas A&M a winner over Arkansas today. Mississippi State takes the series against Kentucky. Tennessee leads Ole Miss 6-1, and South Carolina leads Auburn 4-1 elsewhere around the SEC. Oregon a winner over Indiana, so they will stay in first place in the Big Ten. Ohio State beat Purdue. Keep the Buckeyes on that host bubble list for a regional. They're knocking on that door.
And knocking home runs out of the park as well.
And the walk. Oklahoma gets the go-ahead aboard. That free pass down at the bottom of the order.
Fifth walk of the game given up by the Longhorns.
Here's Hannah Core. A line out to left and a single. Trying to put down the sacrifice.
That's a big pitch. After a bunt, foul, come back and hammer on the inner half and pick up the second strike of the at-bat.
Oh, 2 from Cam Salmon. Just missed away.
Something you'll see too with these Sooners, how comfortable they are with 2 strikes, taking the pitch that's maybe just off the plate, barely a ball. Usually you'll see more chase. They're so patient even with 2 strikes.
Got her with the changeup. 1 down.
Well, that pitch has been very effective today. Again, it's all about the speed differential. 45 miles an hour, just drops it off. Look at the way it's got that backward spin. So that's a flip change. She's going to lead with the pinky. Knee buckling Hannah Core. And swings through it. Big first out of the inning, non-productive.
Here's Cassidy Pickering at the top. A walk, a single, and a strikeout. Quiroga has room. 2 down. So the next 2 up are the home run hitters. Gabby Garcia. A 3-run shot and an RBI single today.
Cam Salmon does not throw the changeup very often, but she has been able to use it effectively. You can tell these Oklahoma hitters, Tegan Cavan was not throwing it as often.
And to your point, Jess, is that Cavans is almost more off speed at like 61 miles an hour. I think some pitchers have to go back to a pure changeup. Pure changeups are in the high 40s to low 50s. That you need that 20% to 22% velocity differential to really knee buckle hitters. Because when you're only about 10 miles an hour off, let's say you're throwing 70 and like Cavan comes in at 61, that's not enough time to miss the barrel. If you're staying flat through the zone with your barrel, you can catch that on the way out of your swing, and that's what happens a lot of times on off-speed pitches.
The 3-1. And that'll bump the go-ahead into scoring position with 2 outs for Ella Parker.
Well, Ella Parker, 2 days, 2 home runs. And this one back in the first inning. This is what got the Sooners on the board. 2-run shot. And that changeup. But really the off-speed, as you mentioned, against Cavan.
We had a long conversation here, Patty Rue Taylor and Salmon, on how to pitch to Parker. That looks like Citlali Gutierrez getting loose. Ella's batting .500 in this series with a couple of home runs. Salmon got her to ground into a double play her last time up. Rises high.
Good job by Reese Atwood to keep that from going to the net.
Parker got her to reach for it. Pops it up. Good calling for it. And she's got it. Cam Salmon solid in relief. Even through 5. Check out the game summary. Oklahoma led this thing 8-0. And Texas, a huge 6-run 4th inning, changed the course of events. 4 different Sooner pitchers have been out in the circle. Most of their runs scored with the home run balls. And for the Longhorns, death by singles. They just kept firing in the one-baggers in that 6th inning. And then the 2-run home run in the 5th to tie it up off the bat of Katie Stewart. So here we go into the 6th. 9 and then the top of the order as Texas tries to salvage a win in the series. They have not won here in Norman in 11 years. Leanne had an RBI single in that big 4th inning. 0-2 pitch from Sam Landry. Got her. 1 down.
Landry's starting to really spin that rise ball at the top of the zone. You can see the way she cups and gets underneath that pitch, kind of gets that wrist almost off to the side. Good late sharp movement on that rise ball.
Trying to get that first win here since 2014 for Texas. And for OU, looking for a 5th straight home sweep for the Horns. give themselves a little breathing room in first place in the SEC. After Texas A&M's win this afternoon, they are a game up on the Aggies. 2 on Texas and Tennessee. Ashton Maloney singled and scored in the 4th, and then came up again later in the inning and grounded out. Fouls off the jam job. Landry getting ahead in counts here. They're pretty stingy late in games. Second fewest in D1. Runs allowed in the 6th or 7th.
It's typically the recipe for Oklahoma. They do a good job of limiting the free passes, that strong defense behind their pitchers. They make you have to almost go back to that consecutiveness, which is actually the 4th inning for Texas. Passing the bat.
Fouled away by Maloney.
Maloney shaking her head. That rise ball getting chased from these Texas hitters, especially when you're running through the box trying to use the ground. The last thing you need is a rise ball out of the zone. Induces more of a fly out than a ground ball.
Good work from Ashton. Now it's full count.
Yeah, it was down early in this count. Has worked it back to full.
Good time in the crowd today. Another packed house. Keeping it loud.
Just gets a piece of that changeup. Landry has a lot of really good late sharp break on her changeup.
Strike 3. Back to back for Landry, 2 down.
Pitch on the outer half, and Emmerling pulling that pitch up. Landry giving some love to her catcher. Pitch looked a little low, but
yes, it did.
Yeah. It's one of the things that Patty Gasso, when we talked to her at the very beginning of the season, she said the best part about Bella Emmerling is her ability to steal strikes. She does such a good job of pulling pitches back into the zone.
Here's Henry. Another 2-strike count.
Such a great angle, Sam Landry stepping towards the first base dugout and then off the hip to these lefties. It looks like she's jumping towards you, but then the ball is going away.
Henry stays alive.
Yeah, she does a good job of using those angles, so it's not just the movement of the pitch, it's the angle of approach to the plate.
She doesn't do it on all of them. It's really just that screwball or whatever the pitch is that's spinning away.
Two. Got it. Strikes out the side here in the sixth.
Sam Landry closing out the sixth with 3 consecutive strikeouts. Riseball at the top of the zone and a couple of screwballs to the lefty, really using that arm side of the plate. Emmerling loving it for her ace.
Well, they will be hosting LSU next weekend. And then it's off to the SEC tournament in Athens. Great race in the ACC going to come down to the last weekend. The Big Ten going to come down to the last weekend. Congratulations to Texas Tech, winners of their very first Big 12 softball championship this weekend. And they will be the top seed going into the Big 12 tournament. Salmon to face 4, 5, and 6. The Sooners trying to grab a lead to take into the 7th inning and put Texas up against it. McEnroe Marinas hot bat games 1 and 2. She's 0 for 3 today.
3-0 count here. Salmon was able to work around a couple of walks last inning.
Go ahead run aboard to lead off the bottom of the 6th. For those of you looking for Texas A&M and Texas baseball, that game's going on over on ESPN News and on the app. We'll get you there at the conclusion of this matchup.
Boone, Brito, and May, the alums cheering on their team.
Can the Sooners cash in a free pass? A couple of them have come in to score today. It started by walking on board. Sanders being one of those, and she'll lay down a fabulous bunt. Good was over to cover second base, and there was nobody home.
So this is the problem when you run your defense, keeping your first baseman back. And so you can see that Good is going to go over to second, and there's nobody to field that. So Salmon has to try and run that ball down. We always talk about it, and it seems fundamental, but it's a big part of the game. You got to field the ball, then you go to your base, right? And then you back up. Those are the 3 Bs. But you got to get to the ball first.
Ironically, that's what Texas had been trying to do all series long to Oklahoma. They did
Yes.
the same defense. Have not been able to execute. A great job by Sid Sanders.
Huge.
So the go-ahead now in the scoring position with Ailana Agbayani coming up. And they are on their feet again at Loves. with a couple on base, nobody out. Facing Cam Salmon, who has thrown more innings today than she has the entire SEC season. Doubled and then singled her last 2 times up, and now Mike White's out of the dugout. And now they might make a move here in the circle.
Yeah, I think he has to at this point. Salmon, her control is starting to fall apart a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Citlali coming in. Gutierrez.
She's been getting a lot of work out of the bullpen this year for Texas, and it will be Citlali Gutierrez trying to keep this score even.
5-8.
All the RPI top 25 wins, they're amongst the best in the country, proving they can beat the best to try and be the best. And here's Citlali Gutierrez out of the bullpen. Go-ahead run at second base with nobody out for the Sooners here in the bottom of the 6th. Sooners going for the sweep of the series. Texas has not won here in 11 years.
Smitty, so unusual to come in mid-count, too. I can't imagine 2-0 count. She's coming in the middle of an at-bat.
Yeah, it's tough.
And 2 straight balls to load the bases for Bella Emmerling.
To your point, Jess, it's, you know, you need all those balls. You need those 4 balls to be able to work around hitters to get those strikes and get those outs. 8th free pass of the game for this Texas pitching staff.
And is this the 4th time, I think, combined for the 2 teams today that somebody's got a shot at a slam? Bases loaded. Emmerling just a bit underneath it, but deep enough to score the go-ahead run for Oklahoma. And I believe they called Tia Malloy out for leaving second base early.
Yeah, they immediately knew.
The ruling on the field is that the runner at second base did not tag up on time. There was a live ball appeal. That runner is out.
That would be the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, so Macamarinas is going to tag up and score.
She did tag, but did she leave early?
Right.
She definitely got back to the back.
Right fielder, number 16,
The sacrifice fly stands, the run does score, and it's 9-8, but now 2 outs with a runner on second for Dayton. Dayton had a double to drive in a run against Gutierrez in game 1 a couple nights ago. She has already laid down a squeeze bunt to score a run in the 3rd and has been on base all 3 times she's come up. That run scored puts Texas up to their final at-bat now in the 7th, needing a run, and it will be Scott Atwood and Stewart. Their big boppers due up. Out to left center, and under it is Caden Henry. 9-8 Oklahoma. Scott and the Longhorns will try and match it next. What a game here in Norman. A run across in the 6th for Oklahoma to grab the lead. And for Texas, nobody they'd want better coming up than the heart of their orders, Scott, Atwood, and Stewart. They are hitting 500 on the day and have driven in 4. Stewart, a 2-run home run for a Texas team that trailed 8-0 and came back to tie it up and now face a deficit again with 3 outs to work with, or they get swept. Beth Mullins, Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza with you here in Norman. 10 comeback wins for Texas. Can they make it 11?
Yeah, just that one blown lead for Oklahoma. And I can promise you, if Patty Gasso had to pick between a run rule win today or this result where it's back and forth late in the game, she'd rather pick this, because you know it doesn't get easier from here on out for the rest of the season. It gets harder, and for this young team, games like this are invaluable. Maybe not so much for the fans and for the indigestion.
Or the relief pitchers. 0-2 to Scott. Had to reach for it. Landry wins fight number 1. Atwood trying to erase some frustration in her career against the Sooners. Had the RBI single in the 4th, part of that big 6-run inning. She has been better in this series than in previous years.
But they've still just kept her to singles. Balls on the ground. We haven't seen those big hits that Reese Atwood is capable of.
Two and 1. And now 3 and 1. With the home run hitting Katie Stewart on deck, possibly representing the go-ahead. Full count.
A little bit of self-talk for Reese Atwood.
Ball 4. Tying run aboard with 1 out. And this is what Katie Stewart did last time up.
What tied the game back in the 5th inning. This was huge. 251 feet, her 13th of the season. Great job by the sophomore.
First pitch swinging on a changeup. See what they decide to do here.
Probably a pinch runner for Atwood, who could re-enter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be Katie Bennett. Sure, Katie was watching the costly mistake in the bottom half of the 6th by an Oklahoma pinch runner. Cost them a run. So no insurance, just the 1 run across, and now a chance for Texas. Strike one.
Yeah, I figured they were going to come hard underneath the hands, not going to come back to that changeup. We'll see if they give any to Katie Stewart at all.
Stewart. Ooh, tattoos it, but foul. That wasn't too fitty, but it would have been far enough if it had stayed fair. And a sigh of relief from the nearly 5,000 Sooner faithful on hand.
She was all over the rise ball. She wants something up in the zone.
Now looking at an 0-2. Swing and a miss. 2 down.
Well, and how about a 71-mile-an-hour drop ball? The chaser down out of the zone, and this one's going to be down. It's going to be a little out. That ball is actually coming across her body. Little bit of curve, little bit of drop to that. Huge strikeout, 6th of the day for Landry.
Jolie Mitchell made the last out Friday night, had a chance to tie it or take the lead for Texas, and she gets another opportunity here in Game 3. Don't be alarmed if you're getting loud environment alerts on your Apple Watches right now. That's just Texas and OU toe-to-toe. Mitchell lets it go. 2-1. Mitchell grounds it to short. Garcia over to first. In time. And I think Texas will challenge.
Ruling on the field was when it was out at first base. Texas is challenging that ruling. The previous play is under further review.
So they will review it. Call on the field is an out to end the game and give Oklahoma a series sweep.
Gabby Garcia with the long throw back across her body. Mitchell doing a good job of getting down that line. I think they just get it.
After review, ruling on the field is upheld. Runners out, that's the ball game.
Oklahoma wins it with a run in the bottom of the 6th. 9-8, they sweep Texas to take over first place in the SEC with 1 weekend remaining.